Okay, hi everybody. Today I wanted to go through a little what's in my bag as an in-home speech therapy provider. So I love these kinds of videos personally. I love looking at people's stuff. So I thought that would be really fun today. I'm going to definitely realistically show you what's in here as to what I did yesterday and kind of the typical things that I carry around in my bag. So hopefully you'll find this fun and informative and maybe gain some ideas for things you can pack in your bag. So one of the things I always have is my water bottle. It's usually this big one. Sometimes I have a 64 ounce because I'm out often from like 8:30 in the morning until around 5 or 6. So yeah, like to have a lot of water. Then let's see, we'll go. So one of the bag that I'm using currently, I have a couple different ones that I use. But this one is from Radius Outfitters. It is very sturdy. It's this canvas material. There's lots of little hooks and things on it. It's for traveling and camping and things like that. But you can use it for anything. People sometimes put wood in it. It has a very hard base. So I love that because it keeps its shape. There's a pocket on the outside here that is zippered. It has these little canvas hook things, so you can put some carabiners on there. This is for keys. I do put my keys on here. In this pocket, I have a pair of sunglasses and like 7 pens. So that's where all the pens go. That's where they disappear to. On the other side is another open pocket. And in here I have, let's see what's in here today. Okay, I have some trail mix, a packet of gum, and one felt square that I love to use with clients that I'm working on truly all sorts of different things. I got this idea from Tara Sumter from Seeds of Learning. Love it so much. And that's just one rogue square. And then on the inside, there's another zippered pocket. And in here I have my business cards, a thing of bubbles, very necessary, some random icons, therapy icons, some lip balm, and then, it looks like, some little jewels. I did have a client give me these little jewels. Thought they were so cute. He was like, he had collected all these little jewels he found. I don't know, very cute. So that's the bag. I love the bag. It has this little handle situation, and then it has a big handle situation to go over your shoulder. And I just love it. I mean, it's big, but it literally holds almost everything. Okay, so let's see. I always have a whiteboard in my bag, and I put on this one, these go, to me, they like get used and I need to replace often. But on this one, I put some Velcro stickies so that I could use if we're doing something really quick and I have our schedule on here, I can provide some visuals if I need to. Like first we're going to do table work, then we're going to play, and then we're going to go outside or whatever it might be. So something like that. I use these visuals depending on the client. I also have this strip I got from another therapist that I love that she made. And so I have one client who really loves the visual schedule. And so we use this often, and I can use both sides like when we're done. So this comes in handy a lot. I'm also trying to work on like some of the executive functioning work that I've learned in Seeds of Learning, which is a great community if you're curious about that kind of thing. But I do this schedule in written form or picture form for my clients, and work on internalizing, like, what do you see yourself doing next? So we cover them often with the squares, the images, so that they're really able to visualize what the time together will look like or where we're going to be going. So always have a whiteboard. I always have this mirror. This mirror is from Slant Stand, which I love because it's also another whiteboard. And it had a little stand and it broke, unfortunately. But I find it really helpful just to pull out and show kids what they look like when they're doing whatever we're doing. I also always have an iPad because often I'm trialing different AAC software and different apps with my clients. So gotta have my trusty iPad. I have a couple of different programs in there too. like for speech and language and things, but typically I use that for AAC. I have a legal pad that I'm jotting down notes on. So I just happened to yesterday have my Burum cards because I was working on tongue and home, tongue behind teeth so I love these cards because they really resonate with kids. They're very silly, they're really fun and helpful. And so I have those in here. I have a couple different decks. I have a couple straws. These need to go in the garbage because we were working on lip rounding around a straw for drinking. Those are garbage. I have a sticker pack. This is so motivating for so many kids. I just sometimes randomly stop in not Goodwill, Dollar Tree or wherever and see what kinds of stickers they have. And when I see stickers that are fun, I pick them up. Kids are really motivated by stickers. And so gotta have my sticker pack. Okay, I have a little pouch of kind of necessities that I need out and about. So I have Kleenex in here, a little hair tie, those types of things. I have my cuticle cream, some feminine products, eye drops. So anything that you might need, I'm prepared. So have that. I love this little pouch. It's a Portland themed one. Super cute. And then I have another pouch that holds a lot of things like extra pens and whiteboard markers and painter's tape, which is always really helpful and useful. A fun big dice. I used to have my clicker in here. I think it's somewhere else, but for counting trials. I have a lot of the felt squares that I use as cognitive anchors. And then, just like tons of pens, Post-its, different things like that. So this comes in handy often, and it's always in the bag. And then, let's see, I have a little speech phone that you can hear your speech. So I have a little one who has a lot of nasal air emission. So we're working on hearing it when you have the air come out of your nose versus hearing it when you have the air come out of your mouth. And it's very interesting to hear yourself like this. And this is often super motivating for kids, kind of like the little microphone. So this is a fun thing to have. I really don't know where I got this. I think actually I took it from a school that I was working at when I left. So sorry, but I think they had a billion. So there's that. And then I have a little mirror, little one. This I also use to see nasal air emission. And for other little things, sometimes you just want a little mirror. This used to be on my desk when I did a lot of virtual calls, so I could quickly check, see if I'm good to go. Handy. Mirrors are always handy. And then I have a bunch of card decks for different kids that we've been working on different things. So this is a What's Happening card deck. I think I got this gifted to me, but it's good for just describing, working on picture description, all sorts of different things you could work on with that. I've been working on with a student, so I have my cards, and with these types of things you can do like memory games. You can play Go Fish. I've done hiding them around the room and finding them. I've done putting them in a line and jumping to them. So all sorts of different things. You can literally do anything with cards. And then another one that is a describing. So pronoun. This is for pronouns, but I really never work on that. Sometimes it's just sentence formation. Sometimes it's verbs. It just kind of depends. The person that I was using this with, we were working on just building a complete sentence using those little squares. So that's fun. So always have the cards, well, different versions of cards. And then I have these story cubes. These are really fun. And sometimes they're really a struggle for kids, but they have these little pictures on them if you've never seen them before. And you basically roll however many. So there's 9 in here, but you can roll 6 or 3, and then you form a story. You make up your own story based on the pictures. So really fun. A lot of my older kids. I have a little container of bugs. I have a client who loves these bugs, and it brings him so much joy when I have them. And you can do all sorts of different things, obviously, with toys, but this is a special interest of his. And so I saw him, and I just always have them because he knows, like, he anticipates that. He looks in my bag. We're working on communication and um, any form. So, like, using AAC or with his voice, but he'll say, like, open it, open it. It's very cute. So always have the bugs for him. And then another thing, we're kind of getting to the end, but another thing that I love that lots of kids love are balloons. And you can do all sorts of things with balloons too. You can work on expressive communication, but I have this little pump. It's engaging. So a lot of kids who have trouble with regulating and engaging, I sometimes just bring out the balloon and start blowing it up like a, balloon art person. And they love it. And we let the balloon go and fly all around the room. You can work on all sorts of different things there. It is truly very engaging for a lot of kids, and joy. There's so much joy there. Siblings get involved. Parents too, watching parents try to blow this up, because unfortunately, this whole thing is kind of wonky, and I should probably get another one. But very fun. So I always have balloons, and then another thing that I always have, like you saw in the side pocket, are bubbles. And I have normally like a long bubble wand, and I don't know where it is, but always got to have bubbles, balloons and bubbles. I find those to be just something you can do over and over. You can work on selection of colors. You can work on like describing words. You can work on exclamations like "whoa." You can work on pump, like kids love that, or like that sometimes really gets kids like engaging with me, or like the expression of it and then imitating it. So really, really fun. Love balloons. And then the last thing, this should probably be in, I have a random scrap of paper. I don't know. But a flashlight. So it's fun to use a flashlight. Sometimes we build forts and go under with our flashlight, but also to be able to look in the mouths of my clients, very helpful to have a flashlight. So this should be in this bag, but yeah, always helpful to have flashlight. So those are the things that I find I think I use the most. I would say the bubbles, the balloons, the felt squares, my iPad, a mirror, stickers, the whiteboard. Those things really never leave the bag, and I kind of switch out what's needed per the client I see. I also have a feeding box for when I go work on feeding with my littles who are selective eaters or working on their motor skills, sensory motor skills. So all sorts of different things in here. I have little cocktail forks, little mini forks. These are great for working on placement at the back molars. I've got plates, different straws for if we want to try putting puree in the straw and working on chewing so the puree comes out. I have these veggie straws I found that were cinnamon sugar. Veggie straws are great meltable foods, but not a great flavor, actually. And then bubbles in here, because we start with bubbles each time. Little kid-friendly knives. I have some jerky, because we're going to try using this as a hard munchable with one of my clients. A food chopper. This is really fun for engagement with the food that we maybe don't want to touch. Little cups, gloves. And then I have another feeding box that I use that I kind of switch things out as needed. A lot of the time I just use what's in the client's home. This isn't really that much stuff. And sometimes, I'll have my magical balloons, and that's just not what the kid's interested in. So we play with water in bowls. We go outside. We do all sorts of different things depending on the age of the child. And there's all sorts of things too. I use kids' books or books from school. So it doesn't need to be these therapy materials by any means, but just thinking about the goals that you've written and what kinds of things you want to do to help them achieve them. It can be all sorts of different things, but I hope that was helpful. This is the What's in My Bag edition as a home-based speech therapist. But yeah, if you're out there driving around or if you're in a clinic, I hope you're having a great day and just keep being awesome. Okay, cheers.